Hello and welcome to my April wrap-up video. I'm basically just going to show you the books that I read in April and what I rated them. So I think I read a total of 6 books. 2 were 3-star, 3 were 4-star and 1 was 5-star. So let's just start from the 3-star ones. So first of all, we've got A Mask of Shadows by Oscar de Muriel. Now, this is the third in the Freya McGray series. It's set in the 1800s in Edinburgh, so like the setting, yeah, spot on. And I just love the fact that it's set in the 1800s in Edinburgh as well. I do love books set in Edinburgh, I'm not gonna lie. I really like this author's writing, and I absolutely loved the first 2 books in the series. This one kind of fell a bit flat for me. It was still good. It's all about a theatre, and I did like the fact that there is some history in there. So we do have Bram Stoker is in there as well, and there's like some really well-known authors and actors from back then that have parts in this book. So I did love that as well. I just kind of feel like the storyline was a bit slow in places, and I wasn't 100% sure about the ending. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I would definitely recommend the first 2 books in this series by far, and I do always love the covers that they choose for this series as well. I kind of feel like we're now the 3rd book in, and I kind of want to know more about McGray's, like what's happened to him, like back along. That makes sense. I kind of feel like 3 books in we should find out now what it was, like more of the backstory, because obviously we know that he's kind of gone through it when he was younger, but I just kind of feel like we should know exactly what it is that's happened to him, or a bit more about that. I am still going to continue with the series, even though this wasn't my favourite, but yeah, I will still continue with the series. I would definitely recommend, like I said, recommend the first 2, without a doubt. This one, I probably, it's a bit like gothic. And if you like a bit of history thrown in as well, then there is that as well. It's got a bit of horror in there, and there are moments where there's humour as well. Like some of the things that McGray comes out and says, it's quite humorous. So yeah, it is a good book. I just didn't love this one as much as the first 2 books. And then the other 3-star is the Leviathan? How do you say that? By Rosie Andrews. So Rosie Andrews actually has a book called Puzzlewood coming out in May. So I got this secondhand to basically just give it a read, to see if I liked her writing. I do like her writing. I am definitely going to be picking up Puzzlewood and reading more from this author. I just kind of feel like I wasn't 100% into the storyline. So yeah, it's set in 1600s, and we have a soldier that basically returns because his sister says that the maid they chose she's a witch and something's happened to their father, and he basically races back, run as fast as you can go on horseback, and he kind of like starts to unravel this mystery of what's going on in the house, and kind of, I don't know, he kind of like links it to this shipwreck that happened about 15, I don't know, not 15, about 15, 20 years before. And it was just a bit, if you heard that, that was Leo, by the way. I don't know, it was a bit of a weird connection. And then you had this reveal. I don't know, there was a lot that I liked about this. I just kind of feel it just slowed down quite a bit. And there was like a whole moment in the middle where not a lot was happening. And I don't know, I didn't know whether it was going to go down the horror route or what, but I did like it. It is a dark story in a way, and it does obviously mention some of like the Greek myths. And so yeah, it was an okay read. I wouldn't say it was outstanding, but the writing, I will say, was absolutely stunning. I absolutely love Rosie Andrews' writing and her descriptions. So I will definitely be reading more from this author. So we have the 4-star reads. So first of all, we have a little poetry collection. This is I Am More Than My Nightmares by Jenna Cecilia. This is a self-published author, and she does quite a few different poetry anthologies. She suffers from anxiety herself, so all of her poems are to basically make you feel a bit better. So if you're feeling a bit down or a bit anxious, the idea is that you just pick this up, and it's very short. I mean, some of them are only like this short, like 4 lines. There are some illustrations dotted throughout, and they are short poems, but the whole idea is that you just dip in and out. And I would say that there are some that really did like stick out for me. I mean, I wouldn't say all of them were amazing, so I wouldn't say it's like the best poetry anthology. She did do another one, I've got it over there somewhere, which was something to do about in the day. It's more about daytime, so something, I can't remember what it was called, but I really liked that one, but like a lot better than this one. But there were, I mean, I did have some that definitely stuck out to me. So definitely recommend this if you are someone that suffers from anxiety, because it does help you just kind of ground yourself and just lift you up a little bit. And the other 4 stars, we've got Murder Road by Simone St. James. This is a new release. This one's quite creepy. I'm a massive fan of Simone St. James. She is now a go-to author for me. I absolutely loved The Sundown Motel and The Book of Cold Cases. I was trying to remember what that title was. So there. Absolutely love those 2 books. This one, 4 stars. I didn't love it as much as those 2, but it's still very creepy and unsettling. It's a proper thriller. It's probably, I would say it's probably more thriller, to be honest. So with this one, it's, yeah, just basically taking a wrong turn, picking someone up. This woman ends up getting in the car. It's probably more of like a bit like a murder mystery, because there are a lot of people on this road that has been killed. They're just trying to figure it out. The officers are trying to figure it out who's done all these killings, because it's been going on for quite a while. And what are their names again? For God's sake, Eddie and April, wasn't it? Yeah, because they've picked up this woman who ends up dying in their car. They are the first suspects, and they get basically picked as the people who were the ones that killed all these other people. I don't know how the police came to it, but you know, I would say, yeah, it's not as great as the other 2 books by Simone St. James. There was a sort of supernatural element thing as well going in here as well, which obviously Simone St. James does in her books. Yeah, I did enjoy it though. I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it was like overly creepy in that sense, but yeah, I don't know. I did quite enjoy it. I would definitely recommend it if you are a fan of Simone St. James. So there we go. That one I gave 4 stars. And then also we have Strike Back by Chris Wine. This is very much your action adventure. This is an ex-SAS person who basically was involved in going after these terrorists. And where was it even set? Let me just, oh God's sakes, I can't remember where it was. It says, right, they're called Hezbollah terrorists, okay? Beirut. Right, okay, so got there. So this is basically following this guy John Porter, who's this ex-soldier, SAS. They basically did missions, and they would be sent on these missions to retrieve hostages, and one goes terribly wrong because the blokes that he was with, apart from he managed to get away with the hostage, and it left 4 people back. 3 of those people got killed, and he ends up becoming an alcoholic. His life goes to ruin because he always blames himself. He goes through his life blaming himself. And then one day, this Sky reporter, news reporter lady, goes missing, and she gets taken by this terrorist gang, and he recognises the leader from someone who was around years ago when his friends got killed. So he decides to take it upon himself to be the one that goes out there to save this Sky reporter. And it's basically him going back out on this adventure, as it were. So it's very action-packed, this book, to basically go and rescue her. I figured it out, what was going on. Like within the first couple of chapters, I just had this inkling. I was like, yeah. I mean, so I think it's easy to figure it out, but that did not take away the enjoyment for me for this book. I still really, really enjoyed it. I don't think it's for everyone, but I do love an action-packed book. And I wouldn't say the writing is particularly amazing either, because it's more for like being fast-paced, easy to read. It's one of those books that you pick up and you just fly through. That's what this book is for. So I did really enjoy it. So I would recommend it if you do like your action-packed type of stuff, but I do know it's not for everyone. And then lastly, the 5-star read was this, The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton. Now, to be completely honest with you, Stuart Turton is an author who I kind of sometimes feel is just too clever for me. Yeah. I don't know, like, so his other books, we've got the 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, who got Into the Dark Water. Those 2 books, they weren't 5 stars for me because I struggled with understanding what the hell was going on. And Stuart Turton is very good at taking a very unique storyline and just running with it, and doesn't hold back. He doesn't stick to the same sort of genre. He doesn't stick to the same sort of idea in his stories. Every single book he writes is completely different to the last, and is probably something that you wouldn't really see elsewhere. It's a very unique concept that he does with his stories. And I always realised, like with the other 2 books, I just was like, maybe this guy's just too clever for me, and I just don't understand the books. Now, reading this, I did get that because there are a lot of scientific stuff mentioned in this, which I kind of have to concentrate with. Like, these aren't ever going to be quick reads from Stuart Turton. They are books that you do have to slightly concentrate a bit to, fully grasp what is going on. But this book was a 5-star because it was just so clever. Like the idea behind it, the premise of it was just absolutely brilliant. So we basically have this whole village on this island, and there's 3 scientists that are on this island with these villagers. And the whole island has been cut off from the rest of the world because everyone else in the world is dead. And they're dead by this fog. But there's these barriers that's been put up, which basically stops the fog from getting to the islanders. And it's so clever. Then when one of the scientists dies, I think they have something like 72 hours to figure out who killed the scientist to then be able to stop the fog from getting to the island. Now the problem is that where the fog is so close, it's wiped people's memories. So their memories have been wiped, and we have all of these villagers, and we know that someone on this island has killed the scientist, but even the person who's done the killing doesn't know that it was them, because everyone's memories have been wiped. Now, it's narrated by... Maybe I won't tell you. No, I'm not going to tell you who the narrator is in this. I think you're best to find that out yourself. I think just pretty much go into this blind. And I just think it was such a clever book. And I've never seen anything like it before. And yeah, I was rooting for the characters. I really liked the characters in this book. There was just so much about it that I absolutely loved. And I'm so glad that I picked up this version as well from Waterstones, because it's got the sprayed edges, and I absolutely, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, definitely 100% recommend this. I have already started Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, but as you can see, I didn't quite finish it in time for this wrap up. So that will be in my May wrap up. But I would say it's 5 stars, blowing my mind, but I am enjoying it. But I will talk all about that in my May wrap up. So those were the 6 books though that I did read. Let me see if I can, okay, there we go. So we've got these and these, and obviously my top book of the month was definitely this by Stuart Turton. So that is that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back very soon with another one. Bye.